We're going to talk about the metamorphosis of Paul Atreides' son, Leto II, and the ramifications of it, the personal ramifications of it specifically, and also the way it happened and how he was able to do this. So to understand it, we have to start with the Bene Gesserit, the order of women that have been secretly manipulating the bloodlines of various people in the Dune universe for thousands of years. So the Bene Gesserit have extreme control over their internal chemistry. They can control their internal chemistry down to a molecular level. They can remove poisons. They can convert substances into other substances within their body. So they have this extreme control. And Paul Atreides was trained in the Bene Gesserit way because his mother was a Bene Gesserit and she was attempting to produce the Kwisatz Haderach by having him and training him in the Bene Gesserit way. Now, Paul's children, Leto and Ganima, because of their genes, which were manipulated by the Bene Gesserit, in addition to the spice-heavy diet that their mother was on during the pregnancy, were pre-born. And the book Children of Dune is largely about the ramifications of someone being pre-born and how they struggle against the multitude of lives that live within them. Because when someone is pre-born, they are born with the memories of all of their ancestors. They've also inherited Bene Gesserit memories. So, like Paul, like their grandmother Jessica, they too possess the same internal control that Bene Gesserit possess. And that is crucial in how Leto II was able to become what he became, the Worm God Emperor. So, on Arrakis, there are creatures known as the sand trout, and they're basically these little creatures that basically swim around in the sand and encysted water. The sand trout are actually the proto-life form of the sand worms. So eventually a bunch of sand trout will become a single worm. They kind of come together and become a worm eventually. It's part of its life cycle. So Leto II, because of his Bene Gesserit inherited abilities, is able to take these sand trout, manipulate his own chemistry in such a way to allow a symbiotic relationship to form. So he allowed the sand trout to basically fuse to him and become a part of his body. Now, in the early stages of this, it was more like a sand trout skin. Think, if you're a fan of comics, the symbiote from Venom. It was more of a skin. And as the millennia went on, the metamorphosis continued and he became more worm-like.